the next chapter which we are going to start is handling XML file through Python. Okay, some people might have done, those who are attending this, they might have done it in PHP. Some might have not. Okay, like I guess two students are still from BCS. They are still doing their BCS and they are doing all this as an extra activity. So they might not be knowing, but others I'm sure you have studied XML sometime in your academics and handling XML through PHP. Here we'll see how to handle XML files through Python. Getting Python is such language which gives everything. They have all facilities. Clear? Nearly each and everything you can do it in Python. Okay. So first of all, directly seeing how to deal XML files in Python, we'll see what is XML. Okay, then how to construct an XML document. Okay, what is XML? What is the purpose of creating XML file? And then how to create a XML document, the structure of XML document. All that first we'll see, and then we will see what are the different parsers Python has given to deal with XML file. Means how you can write a Python script in which you can process XML. But Python is only not the language which gives facility to deal with XML. Java also is having its own parsers for dealing with XML. C# is also having its. PHP is also having. PHP is having many libraries to deal with XML. So Python is also not an excuse. These people also have developed parsers to deal with XML file. Okay, so first what we'll do is we'll see what is XML, then how to construct a XML document, and then we will dive into that part. Okay, so XML means extensible markup language. That is its full form, extensible markup language. So when that markup language come, so you can say similar to HTML, because HTML is also a markup language. Markup language means languages which are tag based. Markup languages means language in which everything is included in some beginning and ending. Markup, it is marking, it's telling that here something is starting and here it is getting over. Getting? So there is some tag at the beginning and there is tag at the end, and then many things are included between that opening tag and the closing tag. So your content is marked up inside that opening tag and the closing tag. Therefore they are called as markup languages. Okay, so HTML is also an example of markup language, but then you'll say this is XML is the enhanced form of HTML. Nothing like that. Please don't confuse in that way. Okay, purpose of HTML is totally different and purpose of XML is totally different. Their goal is, they have been bought only for totally different purpose. Purpose of XML and purpose of HTML. Only the similarities ki they both are markup language, meaning they both are tag based language. In both, everything is described in the form of tags, in the form of tag nahi, in between tag. Anything you want to describe between a opening tag and a closing tag. Okay, so XML, as I said, it is a extensible markup language. This is same like HTML, a tag based language, but it is for storing data between the tags. Different information you can keep it in the tag. So it is for storing the data, transporting that data, and then different applications can use that data for their internal purpose. Getting? So XML is not for presentation. It is for storing the data. Then different applications will use that data for their internal purpose. Getting? But HTML is basically for presentation. Isn't it? Like I'm writing something between B and /B. So that data is displayed in bold form only. U and /U. So that will be shown in underline. So when you want to present something to the end user, so we use HTML, right? In a web base. XML is, the purpose is different. This is not for presentation. XML is not a presentation language. It is a data storing language. Getting? So you'll say, then some people may have question, is it like a database? You can say, okay, but in your database, everything is stored in the form of tables, right? So here it is stored in a tree structure form, okay, and processing your actual table using SQL query is much slower, and XML processing is much faster. Getting? But XML are also data storage mechanism only. So if you have different structured data in a tree structure form, so you can store that data in this XML tags, and then that data, different applications can use it for their internal purpose. Getting? Many, like if you go for cell phone application development, like if you are doing Android application, so in Android also, no, many configurations or your design configurations are also kept in a XML file only, and then it picks that all configurations from this XML and uses it. Getting? Like those who might have done like in Java servlets or JSP, so lot of settings are to be done in a XML file, and then your web server picks that settings from that XML file and uses it. It's for internal purpose. So main goal of XML is not presentation. Its main goal is data storage, transport it, and different applications will use that data for their purpose. Getting? Only the similarities ki both are tag based, but XML tags are not pre-decided. They're user created tags, whereas HTML tags are decided by W3C. W3C means Worldwide Consortium. Worldwide Consortium means it's an organization which brought standardization to HTML, and then different browser making companies were supposed to follow that standardization. So XML also follows their standard, but the tags are user created. Getting? And many differences are there between HTML and XML. I'm coming to it. But the main goal of XML, you should know now. So XML stands for Extensible Markup Language. Getting? It is a tag based language like HTML. So XML is a markup. Why we call markup? Marking up means you are telling that from here something is starting and then here it is closing. You do the marking, like when in school days drawing, or those who are from engineering, they know it, engineering drawing, we used to do marking from here the start till here it is over. So here also you are doing marking, this is starting and this is ending. So you have some beginning tag, you have a closing tag, and then the information is between that opening and closing tag. So XML is a markup language exactly like HTML. Like HTML is also a tag based language, XML is also tag based, but the goal is different. Okay? Its goal is to carry the data, not to present data. HTML is for presentation and XML is for storage. You can say like it is like a database. Okay, like in your database you create tables, then table will have columns and then records, and then you store record. Same way XML also, you are storing records, you are storing information in it. Clear? But processing of XML is more faster than doing operations on actual MySQL or Postgres table. Getting? So many applications prefer storing information in XML than to store in the database. Getting? So lot of applications store their configuration information in XML and then they pull that values from the XML and use it for their internal purpose. Okay? So example I told you, like if you're creating an Android application, so there also lot of configuration settings are to be kept in XML and then the application picks it from there. Or in web-based applications also, I told you, like you're creating servlets or JSP program. So that time also lot of configuration settings are there in that XML file. So XML tags are not predefined. Just now I told you this point. These are user defined tag. You will create the tag. Like you are going to store information of books. Getting? So tags you will create like author slash author, price slash price. Getting? No? Edition slash edition. Okay, you're storing information in that XML file related to cricket. So you'll do like cricket slash cricket, then player slash player, runs slash runs. Okay, wicket slash wicket. So tags your choice. Okay, so tags are not pre-decided, but in HTML, the list of tags this W3C has decided. HTML slash HTML body slash body. Clear? Right? So the HTML tags are not pre-decided. Users define it. You must define your own tag according to the information. Which information you're going to store in that XML. Accordingly, you'll create your tags. You understanding? No? Clear? And XML is designed to be self-descriptive. Means from the tag only you should understand okay, for what purpose this XML file is. You understanding? Like I have created a tag like this. I'll give you example. Okay, so I'm creating a tag like cricket, then slash cricket. Then I'll create team slash team. Slash I forgot to write. Okay, here also. Then inside team, then I'll create name, then runs, whatever. Again, the information runs will be there between this and slash runs and going on. Take a name to name and slash name. We are storing the runs, wickets, average, whatever. So by seeing that tags only we come to know okay, this is the XML file for storing cricket team information. Getting? Sometimes that tags can have some attributes also. Getting? Team and then here only the name of the team and inside I'm just keeping the player's name of that team. So depend. Okay. Like in your HTML tags also there are some attributes. No? Some tags have attribute also like body tag is there and there only we write no? BG color equal to, right? We gave it many tags have some attributes like there is an input tag, so input, then type equal to, then name equal to, value equal to. This way many attributes of that tag are there. So same way, okay, the same way in your XML tags also you can have attributes. So I'm coming to all that discussion one by one. Okay? So here what I wanted to say कि XML is designed to be self-descriptive. By seeing the tag only you come to know कि what the purpose is. And XML, though the tags are not pre-decided, but this follow W3 standards. W3C has decided some guidelines that for every opening there has to be a closing, then there should be a proper nesting of tags should be there, then the attributes should be in double quote. So some standards are there which W3C has decided and XML follows it. Clear? And XML is not a replacement for HTML. Why? Because I told you the purpose is totally different. Don't at all think that okay, XML is an enhanced version of HTML. Don't say like that. DHTML you can say. DHTML or XHTML. We have that. So that you can say, but XML is a complete different thing and HTML is a different thing. Only the similarity between both of them is they both are tag based. But as I said, if you want to present something to the end user, you need HTML and you just want to store the information and you need it to use that information only for the internal purpose in different applications. Then we can use XML. Okay? So as I said, I hope the features you got it. XML versus HTML. Just differences I am telling. Okay, XML is designed to store the data, transport the data, and when this data is stored in it, and then that file are given to different applications, applications will use that data for their internal purpose with focus on what the data is. Getting? But whereas HTML is designed to display the data. Its main focus is how it will look. Like I gave body tag and then BG color equal to yellow. So the background will be now seen in yellow color. I am writing B, then let us learn Python /B. So let us learn Python will be seen in bold. Getting? So it is mainly focused on display the data, how the data will look. And suppose you want that displaying work you cannot do very easily using HTML, so we prefer CSS, but CSS is also ultimately under the control of HTML only. Okay? And XML is about carrying information and HTML is about displaying information. That is the main goal. Okay? Then next we'll see how to create XML document quickly. Then one sample document I'll give you, and then we will see how to process this XML file in Python. Main goal is that how to process through Python script these XML files. Getting? Python has given provision to create your XML file, do some changes in the XML file, query that XML file. Query means fetching the information from that XML file. All facilities they have provided. Getting? So what all different parsers Python has given, that is the main goal of this chapter. But initially, just to quickly get a feel of XML, I'm telling you about this. Okay? So first of all, between XML and HTML, is the difference clear to you guys?
Yes, sir.
Sure, no?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so just main thing you have to remember कि XML and HTML both are tag based. Both are tag based language. In both you have an opening tag and a closing tag. Only thing is HTML tags are pre-decided. They are reserved tag. And the list of tags W3C has decided. XML tags we create. Okay, and the main intention of XML is for information storage. And main use of HTML is for information presentation. Okay, now we'll see how to create an XML document. So every XML document is saved with the extension .xml, and every XML document is following a proper tree structure. Tree structure. And in one document only one tree can be there. You cannot have a forest. Forest means you're getting many trees cannot be there. You can have only one tree. Okay, so XML document, as I said, is a .xml file, and entire XML document is in a hierarchy, or it follows a tree structure, and the tree is having a root, then root will have children will have further children, and going on. Okay, that is a recursive definition. And then the children at the same level are called as siblings. Okay, so the structure is tree organization, hierarchy, and only one root in one document. You cannot have multiple roots. Okay, means like in one document, this is complete, one cricket/cricket. So in that document, if you are again starting another cricket/cricket, so it is a invalid. Okay, is not allowed. You understanding? Cricket/cricket. This is another tree starting, and this is one tree. This won't do. Exactly one root, and then that root will have children. Okay, now multiple childrens can be there. Like in cricket, you are storing information of one more team. You can keep. Okay, team/team. This is allowed. Why? Because there are two children of this root. Then the team can have player name, runs, and that can go on. So as I said, they both are children of same parent, so they will be called as sibling. But this cricket again cannot come. Or if you want, then put this both also in one more root. Getting? That is the concept. And every XML document will have first line as a header line, less than question mark XML, and then there is a encoding policy, which encoding scheme you are using, then the version of your XML, that few things you have to write, and then last question mark close. So this is a header line, indicates this indicates that this is a XML document. So whenever this file is given to some parser, so it recognizes that it's a XML file. So this is a header line, then comes a root, okay, and these are called as elements. Element. So you'll say, what is an element? So element means one opening tag till closing tag, inclusive everything. Inside it, whatever is there is called one element. Like runs to /run, one element. Team to /team, one element. And inside element again, what can come? Elements, text data, even attributes can be there. Like here, attribute is there, India. Getting? So what I said, you got it. It will have a root element. Root element will have any number of child element. They further can have their child element. All children of the same level are sibling. Then that elements can have attributes, and those elements can have some text content. Like see, 4500 here, name /name. So this MSD 4500 is the text content, which is the content between opening tag and closing tag. And this recursive, it can go on. Getting? So this way you'll store your information, your database you'll store, and then later we'll see how to process it, how to do query on this, how to add new information, how to edit some information through Python script, obviously. Clear? Obviously, how to process through Python script, that is only our main goal. Okay? So as I said, XML documents form a tree structure. Every XML document is strictly following a tree structure. And when we say it's a tree, it should have a root. Getting? So tree structure that starts at the root and branches to the leaves. Now leaves means this one. Okay? The final one. Now those who don't have further children, means those who don't have further elements, means those who are having directly some text content between them, they are called as leaves. So it is proceeding, like it starts with root, then children, and now those who don't have children, they are called as leaves. Okay, so that is the basic structure. Then every XML document will have one first line called as a XML declaration. So the first line of the document is always XML declaration. Then that line tells about the version of your XML, then which encoding policy you're following, that is which character set. Example I have given. The common one is this one, Latin 1 European character set. Okay, you can try with some other also. Okay, then this header line is done. This is the first line in your XML document, and immediately after that there will be a root element, and in whole document only one root. You cannot have multiple. Means one XML document can have only one root. You cannot have a forest. Okay, so the next line is the root element of the document. Then that root can have a child element can further have child element, and then those elements can have attribute, and they can even have some text content. Text content means, you got it, the information which is kept between the opening tag and the closing tag. Okay, and some extra information about that tag is described by attributes, which you write in that opening tag only. Okay. Then, and what is an XML element? I told you everything from, just now I told, everything from opening tag till closing tag, inclusive everything between it. So cricket to /cricket, this is one element. Team to /team, this is another element. name to slash name is one element. Okay, and one element can contain what? Element or a text. Okay, recursive means in a element again what can be there? A element, or that element can have attribute, and elements can have text content as well. Okay, coming to this, so an XML element is everything from start tag till end tag. Okay, and then I said like those elements which are at the same level, like I told, team slash team, again one more team slash team, one more team slash team, and these all are in one main tag called cricket. Okay, so that will be called as siblings. Okay, these are the siblings, team slash team, team slash team. So they two are at the same level. Same way, like there are many player information, so name slash name, name slash name, many name are there. So they all come under same level. So they are all sibling. They are children of same parent. Okay, and all the elements can further have, I told you, one element can have again a element, or a element can have an attribute, or a element can have some text content. See, this MSD 450 is a text content. Name equal to India, this is an attribute, and this element is again having one more element, name slash name, run slash run. Okay, so that's what I'm saying. All elements can have text content, attribute, or other element. Okay, now what I have done is I've just brought quickly one example, and in that only I'm trying to explain all the things. Okay, one simple example. Now this is also a database of books. Getting? So I'm calling it as a XML file which is containing information of books. Okay, and then this book information different applications can use for their purpose. Getting? So if you have created your any GUI, so in that GUI you can pull the data from here, or through that GUI you can enter the data again inside this file. Okay? So this is the first line, header line. You can see this line is telling that okay, this is a start declaration line. This is the start line of your XML document. Version and the encoding scheme I have used Unicode text format 8-bit. Okay, 16-bit concept is also there. Now this bookstore is the root element slash bookstore. Okay, then inside that there is a book tag. So book slash book, book slash book, book slash book, book slash book, book slash book. So they are again the child element of bookstore. Bookstore contains book, right? Bookstore contains book. So this book is again an element, but which is a child element of bookstore. Then this child element again contains 4 child elements: title, author, year, and price. Okay, so title, author, year, price, they are 4 elements of book. And category equal to cooking is the attribute of this book. Language equal to English, okay, is the attribute of title. And this everyday Italian 2005 30.0, this is the text content of that element which I have written. See, all elements can have a text content, they can have an attribute, or they can have further elements. An element within an element. Clear? So all elements can have text content, attribute, or other element. See, so as I said, like a declaration line, then this is the root element, then these are again the child element. They are having attributes, they are having text content. Getting? And they all are like title, author, year, price, they are at same level, so they are siblings, right? See, so in one document only the whole explanation I'm trying to give. This is your XML declaration line. I hope it is convincing. Then this is the root element, bookstore. Then this book is again a child element of bookstore. Okay, title is also a child element of book, Book is a child element of bookstore, can we say? Okay, then this is one element, that is starting tag till closing tag, inclusive everything. Okay, so we call it as one XML element. This is one example, but year slash year, one element, or book slash book, one element. Getting? So it is one XML element. And inside that, this 39.95, that is called as text content. Okay, that is the text content. And here, can you see language equal to EN, category equal to cooking? So that is called as attribute. Extra information means sometimes you cannot give the information as a text content. More than that you want to provide. Something more than this. So you will provide the extra information through attributes. Okay? And they all four are children of same element. So they are called as siblings. Children on same level. Okay? So I have just tried to demonstrate it through one file only. Right? So is it clear to you guys?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
The structure you have got it, not that complicated, right? And this way you can try building your XML, not necessarily the same one which I have given. Okay, example I told you, like this is a bookstore, information about bookstore. You can create information about, as I said, for cricket players. So accordingly you can create XML file. You can create information about movies. So all the movies are there. So you can give information like here called as movie store, then movie, then the name of the movie, then the producer, so many things you can keep, then the budget of that movie, main actor, main actresses, villain, all that things you can store, no? Depending on the type of information what you want to keep. Getting? Like you want to keep information about, like you have created some app for automobile shop or something. So accordingly information will be there. Then the part, then brand, then price of that part. Clear? So I hope you got it. You can do that. Then quickly we'll go through the rules of XML so that in the next session we can go into the Python part. Here just I told you how to create XML. Then we have to see how to process this XML file through Python script. That is, this XML also we want to automate through Python. So Python has given some libraries. Then using that Python library, how to handle this XML file. Like how to query this XML file, how to make changes in the XML file. Okay, how to make modifications in that XML file. For that they have given provision. Okay. So some rules are there related to XML. Few rules I'll tell you. That is, like HTML is case insensitive, isn't it? HTML tags you can write anyhow, no? Complete uppercase, complete lowercase. It's not like that for XML. Then in HTML many times the tags don't have closing tag. They have opening, so not necessarily they will have closing. But here it is not like that. Here it is mandatory. Every opening should have a closing. Getting? And the tag should be properly nested, which is again not necessary for HTML. Like see, in case of HTML, I'm writing a bold tag, then underline, and then I'm writing hello world. And suppose first bold I closed and then underline. HTML doesn't generate any error or it will not give any problem. But XML parsers will give. They say like it should be LIFO manner, last in first out. Means U is the latest opening, so it should be the first closing. Okay? It should be the first closing. Then sorry. the latest opening should be the first closing. तो this is mandatory in XML. ठीक है, तो U should be the first closing and then B if it is XML. You understanding, na? So here I am starting team, then I am starting player or name of the player, and first suppose I close team and then I close name. It won't allow. This is wrong. Proper balancing should be there. So the latest opening should be the first closing and the first opening should be the last closing. Okay, so that you have to follow. So these are some standard rules you have to follow. So all XML tags must have a closing tag. Every opening should have a closing. This is not necessary in HTML, right? In HTML there are many tags which don't have closing tag, like BR is a common tag, IMG tag. Okay, then the tags are case sensitive. Again, this is not true for HTML. HTML tags are case insensitive, but XML tags are case sensitive. Then they must be properly nested. Proper balancing, opening, opening, opening. So the latest opening should be the first closing. Okay, this is first. Then every XML document should have exactly one root element. Okay, you cannot have a multiple root, one root. Again, this is not true in HTML. No? Normally in HTML you start with HTML tag, then you close HTML, then you write a head tag and a body tag. But sometimes if I directly start with a body tag, it works like, right? Or directly I'm starting with a form. Ideally this form should be part of a body, body should be part of a HTML. Proper structure. But if you don't follow directly, if you start with form, it works like. Here it's not. Here they say you should strictly have a root, and then root will have a child element, and then child element can have further child element, they can have a text content attribute going on. Okay? Then XML attributes must be quoted. Each and every one is having a difference with HTML. See, like HTML attributes, not necessarily they are quoted. Right? Now some attributes are there, like you write input and then size equal to 5 you write. So not necessarily that 5 you have to write in quote, but no, in XML you have to strictly write each and every attribute in a quote only, single quote or double quote, but quote is compulsory. About this entity reference, now entity reference, this is only one similarity, means this rule, the same rule who also follow HTML, like some meta symbols are there which you want to use in your text content. Getting? Like this is your text, this is your tag, like some tag is there, tag, okay, and slash tag, and between that you have something like this. You want to say that 50 is less than 100. Okay? But now in this case you have used this meta character less than, because this less than is used for representing a tag. Yes or no? To write a tag you have to use this open and close. But now I want to use this symbol less than in my content. This is my text content, and inside text content I want to use this sign. So the parser will be confused ki either it is a start of a tag or it's a less than symbol. So here you have to replace it with their equivalent entities this way, ampersand LT semicolon. I'm sure some people might have recalled it. Even for space also you write ampersand NBSB space, or that copyright symbol if you want. That copyright symbol is then a circle and C. So you write like ampersand copy semicolon. Then you'll see that copyright symbol. So in short what I want to say is such symbols which are such meta symbols or syntax symbol that you want in a text content, you have to replace them with this entity references, which is same rule for HTML also. Okay? Only this is one thing which is same between HTML and XML. Okay? And comments Comments in XML are also same like HTML, less than exclamation dash dash. Okay, and white spaces are preserved. Here it's not. HTML doesn't preserve extra white space. No, it no, like if suppose in a para tag, if I write something this, and then after lot of space I wrote this is, and again apple I wrote. Clear? So these all spaces are ignored by your browser in case of HTML. Okay, you want it to be preserved, then you write ampersand NBSB or you use it in a pre-tag. Okay, but for XML it's not like that. It will preserve as many space, it will keep it as it is. Okay, so you should know that. And quickly I'll just tell you, 2 minutes more I'll take. Naming rules I'll just tell you, so that in the next session we can directly start with the parsing part. So names can contain letters, numbers, and other characters like dash is allowed. Okay, you can use dash or underscore, that they allow, like, okay? And they cannot start with a number or a punctuation. Like you cannot start any tag with a semicolon or a number. It's not allowed. And this letters XML you cannot use for your tag, because that is used for the declaration line. So for declaration line this is there, so you are not allowed to use this tag. Okay, and names cannot contain space, means you cannot create a tag like this. Okay, like you are writing player space name, such tag is not allowed. But if you put a dash between it, it's okay, or you put a underscore, it's okay. Okay, that is the rule. And any name can be used, no words are reserved. Here there is no such thing. Why? Because already I told, XML tags are all self-descriptive. They are user created tags. So as they are user created, nothing is reserved in this case, like HTML. Okay?